Yo, what's going on? Good morning, man. I didn't know what was going on for a second. I didn't know if YouTube was not putting my video up or not, man. I didn't know what was going on. Curtis, what's going on? Miss Prudence, good morning. How's everybody doing? Just got off work this morning, man. I was gonna you know how it goes. I was gonna take me a nap, but just got off the phone talking with Lee Mac for a little bit, and energy level is up through the roof as usual. So drinking me a little green tea this morning. Gonna smoke me a pour Larranaga Petit Corona. Got a shipment in of those a couple of days ago. So you guys know what I say about my Cubans. I like to smoke them one immediately to see where it's at. So not really expecting a lot out of this. I just kind of want to see where this is gonna be at. But really nice size cigar. I also was going to I've been dry boxing a couple of cigars I got in a couple days ago too. This is a Padilla 8 and 11. This is from 2012. I don't know. You can't really see the cellophane, or it can't pick up that well, but it's got a little age on it. And then the very first edition of the Casa Fernandez Miami Aniversario from 2013. They came in a little moist, man. So I'm trying to dry box them to dry them up a little bit before I smoke them. That way I'm not running into any burn issues. Also, too, when you are smoking cigars, the humidity that's too high, it can affect the flavors of it too. So have to be really careful with it. Tyler, good morning. Kevin, what's going on? I feel like any combo with Lee Mac will have your levels high. Yeah, man. I had to call him about something, so I just gave him a ring, and then you know how we end up talking a lot longer about all kinds of stuff. So just got off the phone with him not too long ago. So shout out to the GOAT. I also want to give a shout out to Corona Cigar. Package came in. Supreme Leaf package came in. Packaged very well. All the cigars were safe, so now they're resting in the humidor. Probably won't smoke one of those for at least a week or two, especially since I was able to smoke the cigar already and have it. So I want to make sure they're really well rested and acclimated. And then want to give a big shout out to Drew Estate. They reached out to me after I did the first year of the rap video for the Drew Estate series, and wanted to send me something. And I didn't know that if they were going to send me anything after watching the other reviews, because like I told you guys all the time, I'm going to remain honest. And honestly, to be completely honest, if they didn't send me anything, it wasn't going to be no harm, no foul. So, but they still sent me a pretty nice care package. So I want to give a huge shout out to Drew Estate too for the package, man. Jacob, what is going on? Good morning, man. Jason said, just sat down for a coffee and my father Maduro. That sounds like a very good morning for you. Sir Walt, what is going on, brother? Curtis sitting by the water, smoking a Don Carlos, drinking coconut water. That sounds good too. I'm a big coconut water fan too. Yeah, mine too. I saw it. I know I saw you got your box too, John. I saw you tag me, man. I'm very, very happy you were able to get some. Walt, I believe, was able to get some too. So I'm glad you guys are. Trust me, man. I'm getting a lot of people, which is to be understood. I'm getting a lot of people that are reaching out trying to find these things. So I'm trying to help as many people as I can. It's just sometimes people are posting links on my channel or posting links everywhere. And once these links are going out, these people that are telling you that have bought these cigars are selling out in like an hour, man. Sometimes sooner than that. So if I'm getting something to you, if you aren't right on top of it or looking at it, it's a chance whenever you see it that they could be gone. It's just kind of just one of those unfortunate things, man. And they even made more of these Toros. They made 15,000, right around 15,000 Toros, which is, I think they only made about 10,000 Robustos, but then Pravada had the first 5,000. But then also you didn't have as much traffic or attention to the Robustos, really. So after everybody found the Robustos and smoked those and enjoyed those, the hype was already built up now. So now which I knew the Toro was going to be ridiculous. I have not smoked that one. Thank you. Tracy, peace, brother. Marino, what's going on, man? From Italy. Shout out to Italy, man. Lantis, what's going on, brother? I got your email. I got your email. Okay, good. I'm glad you were able to get it, man. I got your email too. I replied back, but I got your email. Let me go ahead and light this thing up, man. Y'all know how I'll get to talking before I smoke anything. So we're gonna see how this Petit Corona is gonna do, man. Heard a lot of good things about it. Now this one is fairly young. I think these Petit Coronas are only man, they might just be barely a year old. So like I said, I'm not really expecting too much. Nova, what's going on, family? Yeah, John, that's a good idea too. So honestly, man, I'm gonna be honest. I could have probably had 5, 6, 7 boxes of the Toros already too, but I wanted to give other people a chance to make sure that they were getting a chance to buy the cigars too. I already have one box, man. I know I'm gonna be taken care of at the end of the day. So, uh, I think at one point I was telling somebody I hoarded some Robustos pretty bad, so I wanted to make sure I did a little bit better job of letting other people get a chance to smoke them too. Because I feel like even if you don't like the, even if you turn out to not like the cigar, that's a cigar I've even said I think you should still buy a couple of, and just to make sure that you could at least say you've experienced the cigar. I probably have to use the perfect draw on this. Maybe. Maybe. It's already such a small cigar, man, but we might be able to get away with it. I got a few coming from smoking in BL. Since I had been traveling, I was out of the loop, but I'm back and hungry for Aganosa. I like hearing that, Walt. I'm glad that you found something that you enjoyed too. I know you're a big tap man. Uh I know we pretty much agree on the new TAA exclusive they did. For me, I feel like that's the best tat that's been out in a while. I agree with you. I think with some age, it's going to get better. I feel like it's a good cigar now, but I do think with some age, it's going to get better. But yeah, you already know BL's always going to take care of you too, man. Garland, what's going on, family? Alex, man, what's going on, brother? I just literally before I went live, I just went up and looked at your latest review, man. I'm telling you, proud of you, man. Just keep up the good work. I like seeing that people that are willing to do the work and that are hungry for it. There's a lot of people that want things but don't want to put the work in. So I'm proud of that, man. Keep putting out these videos, man. Everything's gonna get better and better. Dave, what's going on, family? How's everything going, man? Nova, I'm smoking a Petit or a Por Larranaga Petit Corona Cuban. Draw's not optimal, but I think it's gonna work. Charles, what's going on, man? I took out all of the provided cigars in my humidor just to put the Aganosa sticks. I would too, John. Robert Gardner, what's going on, man? Dave, were you able to get your hands on any Supreme Toros? I know you were able to get the Robusto. Take a few more draws before I try to figure out what's going on. So another thing too, man, I was thinking about, speaking of Cuban, since I'm smoking a Cuban cigar today too. This is just with anything, man. You can't make a claims on something and not have any proof or any evidence, man. So I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But so if I was talking to Lee this morning too, and it's just like, so if I come on here and tell you guys I think Lee Mack is a shitty person and a bad reviewer, and then I just end the stream or I don't give any reason behind it, you're gonna be looking at me like, I mean, what's your basis on this information? Why do you feel this way? Same thing too, man. If I think if I think Black Line is shitty, or if I think Cigar Club is shitty, and I'm not giving any reasons or any evidence, it's just crazy to me. People, like, a person reached out and was like, "Man, I think this one place that you get Cubans from, they don't sell fake or authentic cigars." And I was just like, I'm just looking at the message, kind of like, it's very vague, man. You have to give me some information. Why do you feel like they're fake cigars? What did you order? There's a lot of variables in there where you can't just come in and say I don't think these cigars are real and then just walk back out the room. I've gotten cigars from this place, and I co-signed it. I still put my name on it. And like I said, Brian Glenn's the biggest cigar channel on YouTube, and he's co-signing it too. So I'm pretty sure he's not tied in with fake cigars either. But now I can't. Now one thing you can't speak about for me, I think personally, is customer service. But again, like I don't work for any companies, so I can't speak to the customer service. All I can do is give you my experiences with any company in regards to it. My experience with Drew Estate, my experience with Black Line, my experience with Corona, my experience with whoever. Like I can give you my experience. It may be a little different than yours, but I can't give any vague information and just say I don't like this or I think this is not right, and then there's no information behind it. I don't get that, man. Funny you say that about Tattoo. I had came so close to getting the logo tatted. I was in the shop in Vegas, but thought 10 times about it. I left out thinking. Alex, so as much as I like Aganorsa's tobacco or their products, I'm not going to say all their cigars are that great. I did smoke a couple cigars. I won't mention from where, but I did smoke a couple cigars recently that one was very below average to me and one was slightly above average. Like if I never smoked either one of those cigars again, it's not going to bother me. And they both were Aganorsa products. So I won't say that all their products are really good. I will say, like the Supreme Leaf, I think you should look for it. It's going to be very hard. So that's something, like I said in my last live stream, you need to make sure you're putting your feelers out before. If you walk into a place asking about it, you're too far behind because you're doing 20 or 30 other people have called about that cigar. So you got to be always trying to jump ahead of the curve. But yeah, I think so. Look at different brands like Warped does a lot of stuff with Aganorsa, HVC does, Illusion. Viaje, there are a lot of reputable companies that make really good cigars. So that to me lets me know that sometimes it boils down to the blending. So you can have a very good product, and I think without the basics, you have to have good tobacco to work with to make a good cigar. But that doesn't automatically mean anything. I could go there now and just put leaves together, and it might not be good. So you have to know what you're doing. Your palate has to be good, so that almost like being a content creator. I feel like sometimes I get kind of the shit end of the stick sometimes because I think some people look at the production quality and they forget about that. Production quality is still very important, but if you're not a very interesting person or people don't want to know what you have going on, anybody could be shooting in 4K. That doesn't mean that it is going to be a successful channel. So it's almost like that. You have to have good tobacco and you have to have a good blender to make a good cigar. You have to have good production value. You have to be an interesting person to make a good channel. You have to have balance of everything. John, that's good, man. What you gonna do smoking? Kevin, what's going on? Ron, check out E. Preston Getter Cigars. God know from Indianapolis starting his own brand. I have to check that out. I'm a Colts fan too, man. So I support people I can from Naptown. Brother Jesse, what is going on? The torch was very good, Walter. Did you smoke the visionary size, the 52 ring gauge? I smoked that in the 60 ring gauge. I probably off the top of my head, I'd probably give it like an 86, 87. The 52 ring gauge, I'd probably do that too. I'm probably going around 90, 91. Very, very good cigar. What are your thoughts on the VP of RP? I understand it. I understand if that is a no comment. I'm gonna just say no comment just because I'm not sure. I don't want to answer the wrong thing. I'm thinking something maybe completely different, Jason. It's making my. And I'm glad I could do that, Jesse. Yeah, I said I was a little tired at first. End up talking to Unc, and then decide. You guys know I smoke my morning cigar, so I said, man, I'll see what everybody else is doing. Hopefully, everybody had. I think I said that last live, but if I didn't talk to you, man, hopefully you had a good 4th of July weekend. Got to spend time with your family and your loved ones. Also, still remember to stay safe out there, man. Lance's. Yeah, man, I'm a Colts fan. I've been a Colts fan since I was a kid. My mom went to the University of Tennessee, and so she's a big Peyton Manning fan, and that's how I grew up being a Peyton Manning fan. And then that's how I became a Colts fan from my mom being in college there, which is weird because when I was in high school, I wanted to go to the University of Florida, which I got accepted in, but I didn't have a scholarship, and obviously that school is very expensive to go to, so that's why I didn't go there. Tell them, Garland, Colts, baby. Room 101 breakfast in Portugal. Give this thing some attention this time. So I smoked one of those or two of those cigars too. I got that cigar in my Cigar International Cigar of the Month Club when I still was signed up with them. Matt, what's going on? Good morning, man. I know I caught him. I'm glad he's starting to go live. I caught the playback last night. Walter, I thought that was easily a box worthy cigar. That's another cigar. If none of you guys have smoked the Lunatic Torch in the 6.5 by 52, the visionary size, highly recommend. Matt, I think I talked to you about that before too. Try to get your hands on that cigar. If you like the La Mandaria style, it doesn't have the pigtail, but it has the exposed foot. A lot of flavor on that cigar. Really good cigar. Hey man, it ain't no big deal. We know you're gonna have one later on. I'm a dirty bird, win or lose, draw, rise of eight. Hey man, yeah, I ain't got no problem with the Falcons now. Alabama, on the other hand, and Tennessee, yeah. We're gonna have to check out the game. Yeah, man. Yeah, when all this mess goes over, I plan on, like, for me, the closest game for me is the Tennessee Titans. So they play twice a year since they're in the same conference to try to get to Nashville and watch the Colts play there. Yep, they definitely was. Prudence and Johnny United's got a ring there. So right now, not a whole lot really going on. Just getting a little cedar wood, little pepper in there too. Not really detecting any sweetness, not really any citrus notes on this thing at all. Can see a little bit of caramel. A little bit of caramel kind of picking up in there a little bit too. See what's going on. Bought a box like I stole it. Yeah, that's box worthy. Alex, I knew you were a Florida State fan too. You know, I can't rock with y'all neither. One of my best friends, Garland, is a Notre Dame fan. We be going at it all the time too. I don't have a problem with Notre Dame, but he always be bashing on Florida, so I had to give him a hard time too. I've been trying to find that cigar. I found all kinds of Supreme Leaf cigars, just not the Lunatic. That's not a problem though, Matt. That's a very good problem to have. A lot of people wish that they could say that they were able to find the Supreme Leaf and not the Lunatic. John, I like that cigar. I haven't had it in a while. I'm not a huge Avo fan because I feel like for the most part they are rolled by Davidoff, and I feel like a lot of their blends are more mild. But the Ritmo has a lot of good flavors to it, and the blends are a little different. I can tell when smoking it. I have not reviewed that cigar. That is a cigar I probably will review in the future at some point too. I am a fan of that Ritmo. I ain't got no problem with the Steelers neither, but Bama though, I can't roll there. Adam Clark, 11:25 here. Otherwise, PM. Otherwise, I join you for a cigar. I understand. Matt's an Irish fan too, and so is Walter. Yeah, there's definitely a caramel note in there. Pepper's probably like it a 6. It's not really like a spicy pepper. You know how it's not like spicy black pepper. It's kind of, and then there's some wood. It's almost kind of making you salivate a little bit, which is weird because you got the caramel note in there, but it's not It's not overly sweet. Hey man, Lance, ain't nobody trying to hear all that, man. Andre, what's going on, man? Hopefully you staying safe out on that road too, man. I saw you drive through my neck of the woods a couple of days ago. I'm drinking some green tea. I'm not drinking coffee this morning. Nah, man, I can't roll with no Tide. I can't roll with no Tide, man. My Bears picked up Notre Dame tight end. We should do better this year. Bears should be good. I think you might disagree, but I thought y'all should have went after Cam. I think that would have been a good look. Y'all got a very, very good team. I just don't know if I trust the quarterback so much. Oh, too. I was talking about that too. I'm gonna have to talk to James, man. So you guys know, I was just thinking about that randomly. That I do the 10% or have the 10% off code with Black Line. But I'm thinking about doing something because, I was thinking about my Patreon account, man. So I don't really want to put up really early content. I might put up random lives or something like that. If I'm out and about in the streets or at a lounge or something like that, I might do stuff like that on the page. But I don't really want to put early videos out. I feel like I was like talking to Unc about that too. I feel like most of the time people like being able to engage in the live chats and stuff too. But I might see if I could chat with James about getting an extra or a bigger discount code for my patrons, man. So that might be something I need to call and talk to him today and see if I can do a bigger discount code for my patrons. I'm assuming you guys are talking about football. Yeah, we're talking about football, Jacoba too. All right, you have a good day, man. Be safe out there in the gym. Cam going to the Patriots a game changer if he go up there and listens. Yeah, I still think he needs some weapons though. Like he's got Julian Edelman, but like I still think he needs him a big play receiver. He needs somebody a big time receiver that can go deep. Foles will be the starter. QB choices. Yeah, I forgot y'all had Nick Foles, but yeah, I wish I would have liked to seen Cam like somewhere like at Chicago. I think that would have been good. We'll be at Current Place Cigars later today. Cool. No, if I'm playing, I still got to smoke the Liga A and then the Summer Showdown tournament. But Eric injured his hand at work, man. It kind of backpedaled us a little bit. So, but we're still gonna work whenever he's ready or whenever he's able to do things. We'll film for that. But the next reviews you guys will see will be a Liga A and the start of the Summer Showdown tournament. Mike, good morning. How's it going, man? This person living in North Carolina, Cam is just okay. His confidence was shaking. All right, so John, I'm gonna be in the minority here, man. So like, Cam is a really good quarterback. I don't think the Panthers did a very good job of surrounding him with people that he needed. So think about this in this way. Cam was there, and I say this, he's a good quarterback because he took a team that really had no business being in the Super Bowl 2-1. For the majority of his time there, his best receiver was an older tight end that couldn't stay healthy. He never really had any great lines. His defense was pretty, so his linebacking core was pretty solid for a little bit. And then he had Steve Smith for a few years, but he was at the end of his career too. And then he got injured, and then you got Christian McCaffrey, which if they don't get Christian McCaffrey any help, he's going to run into the same problems as Cam. Great player, but they're not putting the pieces around him to succeed. Well, Cam was great, man, but it's like you look at the rosters, like y'all ain't bringing in the people that he needs to. He going to the Super Bowl with Finches and Mike Tolbert, like, come on, man. Like that in itself told me, like, in the year that he had, the years like that in itself proved what the kind of caliber player that he was. Excellent football player. Carolina never, and he had Ron Rivera's a good coach. They just didn't put the pieces around him that he needed, man. And it's unfortunate. I'm like, when your best receiving option for most of your career is a tight end who can't stay healthy and is older, like. Fred, what's going on, family? But all the hits he took never got caught. Yeah, and that's why I say he took a lot of hits too. But I think in his mind he was figuring, shit, I ain't got no help. I got to do this on my own. If Christian McCaffrey would have been 5 years before he came to the league and been able to help him when he had, Shockey and Olsen, stuff would have been different. He just didn't have nothing, man. All right, Andre, catch you later, man. G, what's going on? I'm new to your channel and new to cigars. Question, I'm a trucker and I see JR cigars a lot. Are they a good or should I stay clear? I don't have a personal opinion on JR. I have never bought anything from them. And I mean, as of right now, I don't have a real reason to buy anything from them. Maybe some people in the chat may be able to tell you if their experiences are good or bad with JR, but I've never personally bought anything from JR. Tom B, what's going on? Yeah, no, but like, man, that team should not have been. I'm the biggest Peyton Manning fan in the world, but like Peyton Manning, after his first year in Denver, he was not a good quarterback. He just was a shadow of himself. And after that Super Bowl game, man, you could just see that Cam he just wasn't there. It just like that game took a lot out of him. Just all that happened in that last 2 or 3 minutes of the game, it's just like he completely changed. But I still thought when healthy, man, he's a top 10 quarterback. See, G, you see Nova's talk like I'll let the chat tell you where they order from and stuff too. I said I don't want to come off as super biased all the time, man, and just mention in one place or whatever. So that's and there's a lot of different places that offer. I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about Fox cigars, Cigar Bid. I used to deal with Neptune cigars a lot. I still think they're a great company. Obviously, right now I do a lot of work with Black Lion, who's up and coming and is a very good company too. A lot of the people in the chat have ordered from Black Lion and have all been pleased. I don't think I've heard any one person yet that wasn't pleased. You got Corona cigars, which I just ordered a box of Supreme Leaves from. Can't ever say anything bad about Corona. You got Smoke Inn over there with Abe. You got a lot of good companies. The only companies I've ever dealt with is Corona and Neptune. I've never personally ordered anything from Fox. I've never personally ordered anything from JR. I've never personally ordered anything from Smoked Inn. It's always been Corona or Neptune before Black Lion came into the picture. Bruce is letting you know too, G. Yeah, for me, JR has some stuff my local stores don't offer, so I rarely go there because it's a 45-minute drive one way, so I check it out. So far, man, this Pour Larranaga, as you can tell, it's just average. It doesn't taste bad, but it's nothing really standing out. So this will definitely be a morning cigar for me. I'll be interested to see what age is gonna do to these. See, and that's very important for me too. Like, so if I could save some money, that's fine. But also at the same time, like saving money is not everything to me. If the customer service is that bad, then I don't care if I'm saving $30 or $40. I'd rather go spend the $30 and get good customer service. And that's just me. I like the customer service aspect. I'm not really the saving is important, but if packaging is bad all the time or something's wrong with something and I can't contact nobody, or if I'm calling a phone and all I'm talking to is automated machines and it's pissing me off, like I'm not gonna order from there anymore. I don't care how much I don't care how much I saved. Yeah, I'm very pleased with like this. I ordered that box on July 1st and it got here on the 6th with the holiday. So that ain't too bad. All right, Walt, man, you take care, man. And that is a fact. Black Line will match. They will definitely match. Sydney, what's going on, man? Braxton Porter was treating me bad, man. Rapper is cracked. That's why I didn't want to say anything. I always want to. I the two that I had, I wasn't really impressed with. But of course, like I said, you might have turned around and liked that cigar. That's why I didn't really say anything. All I said was I had two of them, but they aren't. There's nothing I have to smoke again. I think age will do these better. I think these are just too young. And this draw it ain't terrible, but it's just not there yet. It's not even that it tastes really green. Because sometimes in these Cubans, they'll taste really green if they're really young. It's not even that. It's just flavors just aren't there yet. Gabriel, what's going on, man? Shout out to Lubbock, Texas. Got another Texan in the building. What is everybody working already today, or anybody got to work today? What y'all got going on? What's everybody got playing today? Robert, it's just average, man. It's an average cigar. See if I can actually poke on this a little bit. Man, you have a safe day at work today, man. Make sure you wearing your mask, man. Don't need nobody getting sick out there. Holiday there. Mr. Clark, what's going on, family? Endorsement in the building. Hey, man, I ain't no tough guy. Inspecting some wells right now. You stay safe doing it too, man. Working from home, had the last 5 days off, so I have a lot to catch up on. Yeah, everybody's Mike is working on the road. You stay safe out there too, Nova. Yeah, Bruce, I got me one, man. This thing is a little bit better. Yeah, man. I can stop being the butt of the jokes, man. Bruce and Lee Mac, Mystical Jen, Mark over there at Ira Busto. But again, I want to give a shout out to my guys, A-Rod and Ventez, man. They chipped in and helped me get this thing. So shout out to them. Next we got to get James a perfect draw. He's refusing to get one. He's gonna have one though. He ain't gonna have no choice. I worked the 4th, so I'm off today. I think the wife has a list for me with my list of cigars and Crown later. That sounds like a plan. They gave us today off because of the weather, but there's nothing going on around here. But yesterday morning was a different story, hailing and everything. Yeah, it ended up raining pretty hard here. Alex, you plan on shooting any reviews today too, or you just gonna be chilling and enjoying the family? My boy Jesse saying smoking the Balmoral XO on the way to work, but dreaming of the Supreme Leaf in Lunatic, Nicaragua. I'm gonna smoke after work. Yeah, man. You have to let me know what you think. I was just saying earlier, I'm gonna let my Supremes probably sit for a week or two. Since I've already smoked one and had one, I want to make sure that the cigar is right where I wanted it. I don't want no issues and no problems. When I smoked the sample that I received, still was great. I just had to do a few touch-ups, but when I was kind of got the cigar, I was touching, I could tell it wasn't as dry as I normally like my cigars. Same thing, that's the problem. I'll show you guys here with the issue while I'm still dry boxing these cigars here. Endorsement was for breakfast. We got Cubans. So you see here, you see how I'm able to press hard. Like, I don't know if that's showing up how I'm just able to press this cigar. It's too moist for me. This one's bad. See the rebound on it? It's just way too moist. It's not. It's just too humid. If I were to even guess, it's probably in the low 70s. Probably didn't take it out the cellophane, to be honest. Working from home since March. Well, I'm glad to see you at least still working, Mr. Clark. I know a lot of people, man, have to get furloughed or laid off, so I'm glad to at least hear you're still working. How much does the perfect draw cost? This one was $29 with free shipping. Robert, ready for a cup of coffee and a nub Cameroon? That nub Cameroon, I like those. Well, I got them as a trade from Cigar International for not having the Supreme Leaf Robusto. That's bullshit. That's not a fair trade. All right, Nova, take care, man. Be safe on that road. Joseph, what's going on, man? At work trying to find parking. I hate that too. Man, I'm glad I don't work downtown. Malcolm, what's going on, family? I'm still on the hunt for the Supreme Leaf. Keep missing it. Mom, I find something. We're gonna try to get you some, man. Hey, as I understand, sometimes it's nice to smoke stuff off camera too. I like my alone time. Julio, what's going on, family? Good morning. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna take these out of the cellophane, man, because that's gonna slow down the process too. I don't like my cigars. That's why I said people say they store their stuff in the 70s. I'm like, I don't like my stuff. Like, yeah, this is way too moist. I shouldn't be able to press it like that. But let's look at this. Take a look at this cellophane though. Mike, what's going on, man? Yeah, I love it. I told John a couple of times I wish he'd make this hat in black and red. See how I'm able to just press on this thing, man. This is a pretty old cigar. I don't know. You can see the tint on the cellophane. Cigars from 2012. Old Padilla 8 and 11. Smoking a Perdomo Esteli Habano. What you thinking of that? Latanya, good morning. Autocorrect always hating too. And then the problem with autocorrect, you'll type something all the time and you think the phone will remember that because it's called a smartphone and it still doesn't remember it doesn't pick up on how you talk or text. What humidity do you store your cigars? I'm usually around 62 to 65. Prefer it to be on that lower side, like 62, 63. I like my cigars pretty dry. Not like to the point where you're touching them and they're cracking, but I like my cigars dry. I feel like the draw is better, and I feel like the flavors they when you like I said, when you have your cigars too moist or too humid, you're going to run into burn issues. Think about it like if you have a pile of wet leaves outside on the ground. It's not gonna burn that well if you just douse it in water and try to set it on fire. The drier they are, the better they're gonna burn. So, Unc, what's going on? Lee Mac in the house. Yeah, man, John, they lucky it ain't me. I would have emailed their ass back like, y'all, nah, y'all ain't finna send me this. But you didn't have it before, so I understand. Now you're realizing it's probably wasn't a fair trade. Are you keeping these in the humidor in the cooler? I keep my cigar. I have a cooler door, but I'm dry boxing these two cigars, so I just have an empty box of cigars. I'm just sitting out without any humidification or anything in there. I'm wanting the wood from the cedar to pull the moisture out of the cigar to dry it out. That's the term dry boxing. So if you ever hear anybody talking about dry boxing, that is what they're talking about. They're putting the cigar there to dry to get the humidity out. You know, a lot of times a person will say they'll take their cigar out of the humidor for a couple hours or up to 24 hours to dry box the cigar. But I'm still looking at this cellophane too, man. So one cigar was from 2014, one is from 2012. I don't know how well that's picking up, but in person, it is a very obvious difference in the tint of that cellophane. Hey, Unc, this Port Larranaga is just pretty average right now. I was telling the chat it's just in. Finally found parking after 40 minutes of driving in circles. Man. Robert, you keep yours at 64, 70, 66, 74. 40 minutes going in circles. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. You think they'd have a better design or something by now, but like I said, this doesn't taste bad. It's just average though. It's not like oh this tastes horrible or it tastes great. It's just right there in the middle. This is just okay. This plot probably floating around a 85, 84 if I had to rate it off the top of my head. So don't get discouraged by that. That just means later on I'm gonna have to make sure I pick up some better cigars and smoke some better cigars today. But wish that I really want to smoke that Padilla 8 and 11 because I need to get that to smoke to find out how much I like it because I might be able to find me another box or two of those. So I'm 65 for Cubans and 69 for the rest of them. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same on all my stuff. Like I like my Cubans and all that stuff cool. I'm pretty much 62 to 65 on everything. Michael does 65 to 68, sweet spot with humidity. And then another thing too, you got that's what say you got to remember too, your location is gonna play a part in it too. It gets very hot and it's already very humid in Memphis too. So I like my stuff really dry, really, really dry. Keith, what's going on, man? Good morning. Sydney does 63, 67. That's more around in my area. Well, those sticks were so freaking hot when I got them, I was worried, so I needed to let them sit a bit longer. It may help, but flavors are not bad for my blue collar taste buds. Hey, I'm blue collar all the way too, man. I got a champagne taste with beer diet, man, or beer budget, not diet, beer budget. Julio, where you at? Are you in Texas or are you in Florida? Where you at? To be found to sell on the BG Mayor standard issue. Do you know if it's any good? I do not. I don't know about that one. So, Michael, the consensus that I heard was the older Padilla 8 and 11s are great. I heard the newer ones aren't that great. This is an older one, so that's why I say I want to. That's kind of why I got a box of 10, and I want to smoke this one, find out if I like it, and then kind of jump on another box or two if I can get them. Latanya, I'm smoking the Port Larranaga Petit Lancero or Petit Corona. I'm all over the place today. Small cigar. As you see, I'm 40 minutes in. Probably spent the first 10 minutes talking. This is probably a 40 to 45 minutes cigar if I'm not online, if I'm just smoking the cigar. Orlando, yeah, I bet it does get humid down there too, man. Snatching, what's going on, family? Just stopping by to show love at work, keep grinding, enjoying. Hey, I appreciate that, man. We're gonna have to get together and do something soon too. I'm gonna reach out to you on Instagram too, man. I'm gonna try to see if you can help me with a couple pair of finding a couple pair of shoes if you ever run across them. That's another channel. I don't know how many people are here into shoes or not, but my boy Snatching Souls has a very, very good sneaker channel. Really down to earth, really humble, really good dude too. So if you're into shoes, make sure y'all go check out Snatching Souls. Another good dude, man. I agree, Ron Real. It's usually pretty dry here in the air, so one has to adapt the humidity to a location. Yeah, definitely. Because, like, you know, you go out west to Arizona or California or Vegas, it's hot, but it's very dry there too. So you have to pay attention to all this stuff. How do you like the Nika Libre? My buddy Eric, not the video Eric, another one of my friends, Eric, reached out to me yesterday and actually told me or asked me about this cigar. I haven't had the Nika Libre yet. But he told me it was very good, so I'll probably try to find a 5-pack of it. Yeah, William, have you been putting out videos? I just thought about that too, man. You got a channel too. I hadn't even been. Have you been putting out any videos? Uncle, you'll be proud. I'm using the perfect draw. I figured I would. I figured this is what I'd be using them on as Cubans the most, trying to salvage some of these things. I said the draw ain't plugged, but it's tighter than I like. Hey, I understand. That's why I just thought about them. Like, damn, William got a channel too. I knew you had a couple videos out, but I didn't know if you had put out anything recently, neither. So, but yeah, I was talking to Lee about that too. We got quite a few newer channels that are coming out now. I'm really excited. Some of these guys are putting out some really good content, man. Got another channel that'll probably be back together in August sometime. So I'm looking forward to that one too. I was just getting up to walk away and I heard you say perfect draw almost. Yeah, Lee, I hit it twice already. It's a little bit better, but draws on these things, they roll these things so tight, man. I rated the poor Larranaga at a 5 out of 10. Guess it wasn't my cup of tea. Right now it's a 5 out of 10 too, Jacoba too. This is pretty damn average. You hear somebody, that's what I be saying, man. Some of these flavor notes that you hear from people is just like, man, where are you getting this stuff from? Now, true enough, they could be smoking some older stuff or something, but some of this stuff I hear, I'm just like, man, there ain't no way. I'm getting notes of baked apple pie tossed on the highway that's been sitting there for 2 hours and crumbled blue cheese that sat on seasoned wings for 2 days. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Preacher liked this stuff I did for him, by the way. Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Herbie, what's going on, brother? Rolling through STL and it's hot. Already hot. Anyone use cigar bid? All right, y'all, let's get these likes up. As Snoop Dogg says, y'all don't. Oh man. Yeah, we just some of them flavor notes. I'm just sitting. I'll be watching reviews sometimes. I'm just like, never mind. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna be petty, man. I ain't gonna be petty. I'm gonna be good today, man. I ain't gonna say nothing crazy, man. B&T, what's going on? Right now, I'm pretty satisfied with the Rabbit Air. I like the Rabbit Air. There's a couple other companies out there too. I tried to reach out to them to see if they would send me a sample unit or anything. I haven't heard anything because obviously you like getting options. Everybody's price range and budget is different. But right now, Rabbit Air, I would recommend them. The product is good. The one thing I would knock on them right now is I don't know how their customer service is gonna be, but the unit is good. Man, this Florida Sun Grown Nicaragua is yummy. I don't know if I don't know if I had that one. Ron, the flavor notes, as one say, sometimes they just make shit up as they come along. And they do. And another thing I hate too, you can tell when somebody read a review or has read something prior to their review. That's why usually the only thing I'll do when I do a review, I'll look on Half Wheel and I'll get the breakdown and the size of the cigar. I don't read anything else. I just look at the break, and I always form my own opinion. And then I go back, and I might have completely different flavor notes than what they say or what anybody else says. But I can absolutely tell when I'm looking at a review if it's just something that's for real, or if I can tell if it's something that they're just making up or they just read online. Like, man, just keep it real. Rabbit Air CS is very good, or very, very good. I had a dealing with them, but that was superb. Mac and cheese, 7 different blends with a hint of hickory. Preacher, what's going on? I don't know if they sell them anymore, but the Auric XLs are cheaper than Rabbit Air. Rabbit Air is good. None of them are as good as having an open window or ventilation. Facts. Scotty, what's going on? We out here. And they repeat other people's reviews. They do, yeah, they do that. Scotty said, "Preacher, when we get a new video." I know he's dropping today. So we got a running joke we call Smoking Preacher Fro Kobe. So y'all know how Kobe was back in the day when he first came to the league. Boy, he got the ball in his hand, he was shooting. And you already knew he was gonna be great. So we call Smoking Preacher Fro Kobe. This Florida Sun Grown has a sweet tea notes from the beginnings and about 89, sat on the table for a while. Matt, what's going on, mate? What Matt, you probably smoked a handful of or a lot of these. What do you think of the Pour Larranaga Petit Corona? Right now it's pretty average for me, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's just average. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I'm gonna touch another one. At least I might not smoke another one until the end of the year. I got them for a really good price though, so I can't complain on that. And I ain't gonna say I regret buying them. Now I've only smoked one, but it's average. I had to take a break to refresh my palate. You think this is a thing? Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of factors in there too. Sometimes, like I have stopped smoking because I've had sinus infections or something, or like I said, right at this moment, Maduro isn't really hitting me right. So I haven't really been smoking a lot of Maduros. Just different variables you gotta mess around with it. But yeah, you definitely can have palate burnout. That's why I was always telling you too. It's very important for me. I always drink mineral water, do dark chocolate or unsalted crackers, trying to keep your palate fresh. But yeah, you definitely can have to take a break sometimes. Preacher, you getting a lot of love in here, man. Yeah, it's just average, man. For a quick Cuban smoke, cheap and cheerful. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's why I was gonna say too, Matt. That's why I really don't. That's why at this moment, even though it's average, I can't really say I regret it because for the price point that I bought these at, it was very cheap cigar. But yeah, it's just this ain't nowhere close to the best Cuban I've had. Nowhere close. Talked about that yesterday about taking a break. Yeah, I mean, and that's gonna all boil down to the smoker too. What does the smoker feel? Are you and me and Lee Mack have talked about that a couple of times too. Sometimes we'll smoke cigars and let's say look at the Drew Estate series I did, for example. There was a point in time, like the first year of the rat was pretty good, but then I started smoking the rest of these cigars and I was starting to think to myself, I was like, man, is my palate burned out? Or is it just these cigars just aren't as good as they people hyping them up to be? So I went and smoked other cigars that I liked, and they still were very good. So I was like, nah, it ain't my palate. I'm still able to detect a lot of flavor notes, still able to detect how good these cigars are. The age on these cigars just aren't doing it any justice. And so, like I said, I never call anybody a liar or say they're hyping something up, but some of the cigars, man, like people are like, well, just get a young. I'm like, man, for how much some of these cigars cost, it's like I shouldn't run into this problem with it just being 2 or 3 years old with the flavors flattening out. That's a problem. $20 cigar, and if it's only 2 years old, 3 years old, it's just average, man. That's a problem. Best Cuban cigar I've smoked. If you can get a Bolivar Bellicoso Fino with a couple of years age on it, those are always very good. That Monte Cristo 2 I had in the tournament is up there. That always comes to mind. That was a very good cigar. I like Bolivars for the most part. I like Trinidad's. I think the Partagas Series D is a very good, consistent lineup too. And that's also a cigar that doesn't require a lot of aging for it to be a good cigar. A lot of these Cubans don't have to, or a lot of these Cubans have to sit and age for a while. And I feel like the Partagas Serie D is a pretty good cigar without a lot of age. Matt's over in the UK. He's able to have access to a lot more Cubans than me, so he'd probably be able to give you a more solid list because he's always smoking them. I have them in the humidor, but I don't smoke them all the time like I do New World cigars. Any recommendation to cleanse my palate? Yeah, Curtis, I would do unsalted crackers, mineral water, or dark chocolate, really dark chocolate. Top 3 cigars in Rambo size. Like just the smaller sizes, period. Probably the Warped Corto, HBC Black Friday. Or I'm just gonna list you. I'm gonna give you three small cigars that I think are great. Warped Corto, HBC Black Friday, and probably go to probably Garden of the Farm. Rambo's probably in there. Trying to think of all the small cigars. If I think of anything else, I'll mention them. Best Cuba is the Vega Robana Unico's, one of the best cigars I've ever had. Can't find them anymore though. Mike, that's funny you mentioned that. Me and Lee Mac were talking about Robana cigars today too. That's how I felt about the Cohiba I smoked. I wasn't impressed, especially for the price. I've had a few dealers with Cohiba. They need some age on them for the most part. Like the Cohiba Robusto is a good cigar, but you need some age. You need 3, 4, 5 years on those things for those to get really, really good. You smoke a Cohiba Robusto with a year on it, it's not going to impress you. I recently had the La Cuba Gloria Serie R, Padilla, Artemis. I was surprised. Sounds like you like both of them. Sometimes I take a break from smoking if I'm getting to the second, third, and I feel like it's a chore and not a luxury. That's a very good point, Julio. 2 days to 2 weeks, depending on when I come back to, is always great. Very good point. And that's another, and that goes back to another point I want to mention too. People will ask, like, well, sometimes I see on the reviews you don't always finish all the way to the bottom. I always usually call a cigar if I feel like the complexity is not changing, or I feel like the enjoyment is kind of starting to decline. Whenever you like, it's still about the same for me on this. I'm still smoking, I'm talking to y'all, whatever. But the moment that you're not enjoying the cigar or the flavors are changing for the worse or something, I always say, just pitch it. It is what it is. Don't sit there and force yourself to smoke a cigar that you aren't enjoying. Like I said, for me, this is average. It ain't bad. I can sit here and smoke it. H. Upman Magnum series is very good. The Majestic H. Upman makes very good Cubans too. Is the Zeno Platinum by Davidoff worth it? I've had them. If you're more into Connecticut's or like more mild cigars, I think you'd enjoy them. I smoked a Zeno a couple weeks ago. It was a pretty good cigar. It's a morning cigar for me. I think it was $15 or $16. Excuse me. Most of the Zenos are going to be really expensive though, like $18, $20, somewhere in there. For me personally, I'm not going to grab it all the time, but that's going to be up to you. If you like more mild stuff, it'd probably be in your wheelhouse. Yeah, that Cohiba Blue was blah. Everything I've had from the non-Cuban Cohiba has just been I can't say that. The Royale was a good cigar. My problem was the price of it. Like, man, I'm not paying no $26 for this. This is a $12 to $15 cigar. Then you would have something. The Avena or whatever, the one with the night on it, that wasn't for me. It was super heavy on the pepper and bitter notes, and that's like a $19 stick. I don't think I had that one either. Sydney, that's the one I had too. Scott, man, say yeah, you gotta get that HVC Black Friday. That's another good short cigar. I honestly really enjoyed the Cohiba Connecticut, but I'm a lighter cigar kind of guy. That makes sense. One of my good friends, Kareem, is a very big Connecticut guy. He loved the Cohiba Connecticut, but he still had a problem with the price too. I think the Connecticut's like $18. And then the problem, William, is, you know this too, there's probably plenty of Connecticut cigars that you like just as much, if not more, that are at half of the price of the Cohiba Connecticut. So that's when I'm just kind of thinking, like, are we paying for the name of the cigar? Are we paying for the personnel involved with the name? Like, that stuff, thinking about this stuff. Where can you find them long matches you see? I find them I find them around here. Alex Black Line has a basket full of long matches. Reach out to James. He can hook you up. That's a heck of a question, as everybody's palate is different. But I'd say top three that sit in the middle of the flavor range would be Cohiba Siglo 2, Epicure number 2, Elroy, Schwab Supreme. I got a Schwab Supreme I'll be reviewing from Monte Fortuna soon. I got probably about 50 or almost 20 Epicure number 2s on hand. They're just really young, so I probably do the same. I'll smoke one, see where it's at, but those are gonna have to sit for a while. And then I do like the Cohiba Siglo. I like the 1 and the 2. Never had the Siglo 6 just because of the price of it. Yeah, Alex, everybody ain't gonna have those long matches, but James has a lot of them. And I think the only other place I've ever seen them selling them was Neptune. They actually sell the long matches. I have a nice Cuban selection, but they're all under 1 or 2 years old. Partagas Maduro number 1 has the most age and tastes best right now. That's actually I want to try. I think Partagas and Cohiba have Maduro selections. That Partagas Maduro I'm really, really interested in smoking. I enjoyed that one. Check out Cigar B at Boulevard, Trinidad, Cohiba, etc. Yes, you pay for the name as well, just like Lewis and so if a cigar from Cohiba is $25, about $8 for the name. Probably so, man. That's my only problem sometimes with it, is like I just know in my head I'm paying for the name of the cigar. This thing hasn't really bumped up in strength or anything. I would say this is a textbook mild. There's no strength at all in this cigar. None. Flavors, low side of medium. Bodies, same. Low side of medium. Very, very mild cigar. Like I said, it's average, so I feel like this is if you're getting into Cubans and you can find a couple of these for a pretty good price, I would recommend these for trying that. Not something I would say, and this is just my palate though. You guys know my palate's more aggressive, so somebody like William that likes mild cigars, this might be right up his alley. He might be able to pick up some things I'm not able to pick up in it. So, but I had to poke it a couple times, even without perfect drawing it. It was still able to be smokable. I thought it wasn't plugged, but it still was a very tight draw. So something to consider. But if you're just trying to get into Cubans and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want to try to dabble and see if you think, I would recommend this for trying out. Probably wouldn't commit to a box of them, but if you could find, or if you find somewhere like Monte Fortuna or somebody that may offer like a 5-pack, you could buy them in singles. Pick you up a couple and see what you think about them. I've had the Cuban Monte and Romeo and Julieta a very long time ago. They were great, but I can't remember them anymore. Getting old. RJs are typically more mild for me too, but I like Monte Cristo's line. Like I said, that number 2 that was in the tournament, at least the first one too. The first one I smoked had about 2 to 3 years on it, and it was it was a great cigar. I think technically it scored the highest score in the Cigar Madness tournament. Yep, that is very true. I only get the Cohibas if in a sampler or a huge discounted sampler. I've never paid. Yeah, there's no way I would pay that for it. That's the one that Preacher just reviewed by AJ Fernandez. Yeah, Preacher just reviewed that cigar. I think I just started watching that. I'm about 3 or 4 minutes in. I got to finish watching his review. Getting a little like it's like a cross between an almond and like a salted, it's like a salted almond taste on this a little bit now too. And Cohiba knows that the American market is opening up for them, so they are pumping out cigars now. Those who have smoked a few years can tell you the product control has gone down. Yeah, even when I began first smoking cigars, they always turned me away just off the price, which I know sounds crazy because I know a lot of people are like, man, you always smoking Placencias and Padrones and all this other stuff. But like, I don't know, man. Like for some reason, Cohibas and those Monte Cristo special edition Monte Cristos, they never just made me gravitate towards them. So I never smoked them. And so I just never did. So my first ever non-Cuban Cohiba was that Royale, and then I smoked the Connecticut. So I still want to smoke the Cameroon version just because I like Cameroon. And Sean Williams, you know, we've talked to him before, and he said the Cameroons are very high quality, which I don't doubt. So I'm gonna have to buy one of those at one point and smoke it too, and see if I even like that one. Yeah, that's why I say if you buy a box, you're gonna run into it. If you're buying a Cuban box, you're gonna run into some cigars with problems. It is what it is. Really love Drew Estate Sun Grown. I got a Dogma Sun Grown from the package that they sent me that I'll be interested to smoke. Smoked a Shady XX recently. I really enjoyed that cigar. That was really good. Yep, I've had both Partagas and Cohiba Maduro. Partagas Maduro #1 has the chocolate jello pudding taste. Man, you gonna make me go buy a box unsight unseen, man. I don't go for Cubans, too much risk in getting fakes. Understandable, Julio. It's understandable. Uncle Reg, what's going on? Great morning. What's in your opinion is the best medium-sized humidor? I can't really give a real opinion on it because I have never had any experience with a medium humidor. So if anybody in the chat can help out Uncle Reg and tell him your recommendation, maybe if you start seeing a lot of the same answers, that might be a good answer or a good opinion for you to take. I've only dealt with smaller desktop humidors, and then I have my two big cooler doors. So I don't really have anything medium sized, I could say. I don't really, I mean, from what I see, it's a lot of people have new airs. Everybody's using those. I always recommend getting you a nice Tupperware tote like that and throwing some Bovida packs in there. Your main thing you want to focus on is your seal. Tupperware. So yeah, I would say that Uncle Reg. I would probably say Tupperware or like I said and then Unc has a new air. He's that which is probably that's not a large humidor to me. I think they hold about 300 to 500. That's probably a good medium size. For me, a large humidor is something that holds over 500, 600. That's what I would consider a large humidor. So Uncle probably be able to give you his opinion on the new air. Yeah, he just reviewed it. I think I had a different size. So I don't know. Maybe have been the day it wasn't for me personally. And sometimes it's like that. It might be a cigar that I'm a review. I might think really highly of, and you may smoke it and think it's not good. Bruce has a 250 count and 400 count new air and love both of them. Lee May started out with a nice size cooler. Yeah, but for me, it's not worth it when so much good stuff that's available without needing to spot face. But that's just me. And say it's all opinion. For me, you know, if I had, and I'm sure Unc is the same thing, same way. If I had to choose between smoking Cubans and non-Cubans for the rest of my life, it's a very easy choice for me. I would pick non-Cubans because for my palate is more aggressive. I like complexity, really intense flavors, and I like strength, which a lot of Cubans, the strength just isn't there. But what I will say about Cubans is when you get a really nice aged one, I feel like they do offer a flavor profile that's often imitated, but you just can't imitate the flavor. So they all have their place, and like Lee said, smoke what you like. So it's like there's no problem in that. James sent me about 4 boxes. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna tell Alex, like, especially if you place an order, you order a sampler or something like that. When you order something from him, just shoot him a message and just say, "You mind throwing me 3 or 4 boxes of there?" He ain't gonna have no problem covering you on it. I've never had an actual Cuban. We're gonna fix that, John. I purchased the winter for. I have heard about the winter 400 count too. So far, no problems, and they have a smaller one. I have heard people using that one too. Yeah, I kind of always knew in my head like I'm really extreme with stuff. So I have my desktop humidor that I still use for my singles and 5 packs and stuff like that. But as you guys will see, like I said, whenever I get to 5,000 subs, that's probably when I'll do a humidor tour video. And that's when you guys will see. I have a lot of boxes of the same cigars because I have my cigars I like, so I don't mind buying multiple boxes of them. And then I'll have my humidor that I keep my singles and stuff like that in. Cigars that people send me for reviews or cigars that I like, but I just don't feel like are box worthy or stuff like that. Is it lagging for anybody else? Smoking Preach said it feels like he's watching a Chinese movie. Oh man, I told y'all, man. He just so Latanya's lagging too. Mom says no lag for him. No lagging for John either. Latanya and Preacher sound like y'all might have the same internet provider. No lag for Bruce neither. We got high speed over there with Bruce at too. Now I haven't had any connection issues this stream, which is surprising, man. You know, YouTube be trying to be. Let me be quiet, man, before they start messing with me. Sydney not lagging, Omar not lagging either. Brew Geek, what's going on? No lag for him. Prudence, no lagging. All good there. Okay, all right. I don't want to start talking about it. No lag here outside. Hot. Priest, what's going on, family? Man, I'm gonna have to talk to you offline too, because I see some people you connected with. I want to try some stuff by, man. I watched the interview with Amendola Cigars. I need to try some of that stuff too. I watched the interview. I liked what I saw from those two guys. I want to try some of them cigars out. Is YouTube playing games, not your internet just closes and come back on, preacher? Got to get ready. All right, man. Well, got a couple more minutes on this cigar, so I'll hang around for probably about 10 more minutes. Was gonna nap today, man, but probably won't. I probably will end up napping around 1 or 2 this afternoon, man, before I have to go pick up my son. He went out and came back in. Hey, Scotty said y'all got to get rid of that AOL internet, man. Ollie, what's going on? Good morning, man. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to sit and age these things. They need some time. It's all good though. Drinking some shitty caribou coffee and smoking the super mild Aladino. I like Aladino. I'm assuming you smoking the Aladino Connecticut. James speaks really highly about that. I have not had the Connecticut, but I've had the Cameroon, which I liked. I love the Corojo Reserva. I still got to try the Maduro too. Scott, she said she ain't got no damn AOL, man. I have a new air, love it, but I have a problem controlling my temperature with my desktop and Tupperware. Any suggestions? Is your desktop humidor a glass top? And I mean, that's just one of those things. Are you running too high or are you running too? So another thing, how big is your desktop humidor? And what are you running in there? Because a really common problem a lot of people have, they don't have their humidors full enough. If your humidor is rated for 100 cigars, it probably in actuality holds about 70. And if you only got 20 or 30 in there, you're going to have problems because it's not enough in there. Had that Padron 26 last night and thought about you and Unc going back and forth about them. Hopefully you enjoyed it, Ollie. Stick to Tupperware someplace cooler. That's another thing too. Make sure your stuff's out of the sunlight. No wood. Yes, too high. Too high. Yeah, I would say make sure put it in a closet somewhere. If it's running too high, maybe you want to adjust. I don't know if you're using both or heartfelt beads or both of the packs, but you're gonna have to try to get what is it running? Yeah, Prudence. So I got a cooler door. So you'll see what I did was I took some old drink coolers that people just those are my humidors. I just don't have them plugged in, obviously, because the fan and the cooling system there would dry the cigars out. But very good seal on them, and it's a lot of space, and they're actually technically cheap. You can get those cheaper than you can those nice, pretty, fancy wooden cabinet humidors. Which, by the way, I've heard a lot of people have a lot of problems out of those cabinet humidors with them sealing, with them having to come back in and reconfigure them to make sure the seal is tight on them. And for me, if I'm spending $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 on a cabinet humidor and I'm having seal problems, I'm not really happy. Yeah, it's the Connecticut I got in the sample from Black Line. I love the Cameroon. The Connecticut is just too mild. I can see that. Smoked the Foundation High Clear Castle Victorian yesterday, and it was great. Need to see if you have reviewed it. I have not reviewed it, Brew Geek, but be on the lookout for that cigar though. That cigar will surface at some point. I will say that. I'm going to smoke that HVC and some Angel's Envy when I'm off, and that Padron from this month's box. Yeah, I'm glad to see some people's boxes have come in. It looks like everybody's been pleased with the first month of the Black Line Cigar Club. So I'm happy that you guys have subscribed and given James your time and trust. I'm in New York, 75 to 80. Oh yeah, it's way too high. I don't know how big it is neither. So I would probably, if I would order the lowest, you can, because here locally the lowest that I could buy is 69s, but you can go on Amazon and buy 62 and 65 Boveda bags. I would do those and try to store in a cooler place and see if that'll help you out some. It's obviously too much moisture wherever it's at, because that's too high. You're gonna start running into beetles and mold. Man, it's blazing now, man. Got to getting a tan now, messing my tattoos. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely somewhere cool, like under the bed or the closet would be ideal. I have one wooden JFK war chest that I keep stuff in. I'm not smoking for a while. I have the rest in a different Tupperware sorted by wrapper. They stay in the coolest room in the house. That's a good way to do it. But all right, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I just wanted to holler at you guys, see what y'all were doing. Everybody that's at work, man, make sure y'all staying safe, wearing your mask, whatever is required of you guys. Make sure you're staying safe, man. This virus is definitely real. I know a lot of close people that have, or people that I know in the past week or two that have passed away from it, man. And it's a very serious thing. So make sure y'all are taking safe precautions. Not taking this stuff, not spreading it to your family or your loved ones, kids or anything like that, man. So y'all be good. No telling when you might see me again. Y'all know I just pop up randomly, man. So y'all already know the name of the game is relaxation and enjoyment. And don't forget to be driven, never motivated. I'm going to catch y'all later. Y'all be good. Take care.